cabeça. E juntos vamos inspirar todo mundo a buscar tudo o que imaginar.
Banco do Brasil, para tudo que você imaginar. Governo Federal, União e Reconstrução.
De manhã cedo, pra academia, depois se põe a trabalhar. Que dá comida, tanto compromisso. Nesse voleibol, pra todo lugar. Ela só quer, só pensa em viajar. 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 Cartão de crédito 2+. O cartão de quem só quer, só pensa em viajar.
Tá, então, senhoras e senhores, estamos a alguns instantes do protocolo oficial de abertura. Suíça enfrentando a equipe dos Estados Unidos. Vai vaga na grande final de Day Doido.
Hello lovely people and welcome to our live coverage of the Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour, the 2024 season, the third Elite 16 event of the year, coming to you from Brasilia in Brazil, and it is semi-final time. We have the number 3 seeds from the USA, Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss, against the young Swiss sensation, the number 14 seeds coming out of qualifier Esmée and Zoe Verger-Dupre. As we take a look at the conditions here in Brasilia, they are pretty perfect. Relatively early morning, 24 degrees, temperature will start to rise, humidity will probably drop, wind speeds consistent, 13 kilometers an hour, and the good news is there is no chance of rain. Really lovely blue skies here in Brasilia. Denise Austin here with you on the mic, and alongside me we have the expert analyst, the keen eye of Kyle Friend. Welcome, good morning Kyle, and gosh, what a fun match we have ahead.
Thank you, Denise. Yes, oh my goodness, how lucky are we here on Championship Sunday? We get to watch the semifinals. I mean, what a treat this is for us.
It certainly is, and this is the 4th meeting of these two teams today. The USA lead that in head-to-head 3-0 as we take a look at the road to the semi-finals. Nuss and Cloth took down Jay and Gia, and Esmée and Zoe took down Agatha and Rebecca. And Esmée and Zoe's serving yesterday was phenomenal. I know we were discussing it off air. How good has Esmée's serving been throughout the course of this tournament?
I mean, what a luxury for this pair to have serving like Esmée Bobner right now, who's leading the tournament by a large margin. As we said, 22 aces on the tournament here for Esmée. The next best server is Rebecca with 11. It's unbelievable. That's a huge margin. So you better believe Kristen Nuss, Taryn Cloth have done their homework and are prepared to try and reduce and limit some of those aces from Esmée Bobner.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome. Volleyball World Beach Pro Tour, Brasilia, Allies, next day. And now, let's introduce the referees. Apresentando os árbitros da partida. First referee, primeiro árbitro, Gisele Amantino do Brasil.
So we welcome our referees, the Premier Arbiter, the number 1 referee, Gisele Amantino, to the top stand in charge of business. It's all important handling and net touches. And the second referee from Argentina, Osvaldo Sumoville, looking out for the net touches and just offering some guidance on the sand. Good luck to you two as we welcome our players out to the centre court. The stands are full already. Kristen Nuss, a 26-year-old defense sensation from Louisiana, 5'6" tall, 25 tournaments, 5 career wins.
Please welcome and make some noise,
And Taryn Clothes, the 27-year-old 6'4" blocker from Sioux Falls, 24 tournaments and 5 career wins. These two have played all of their international events together. This is potentially one of the longest careers that we might see together. Watch this space over the next 2 decades as we welcome another team who have been together for seems like forever, but they're only so young, as we welcome out Esmée Bobner, the 24-year-old from Basel, the 6-foot serving blocking sensation here in Brasilia. 55 tournaments and 2 career wins, fresh off the podium in Guadalajara most recently. Zoe Verger-Depré, the 26-year-old defender, 5'11", 54 tournaments and 2 career wins. Great to see such a fantastic surgence from the Swiss pairing. Although the Swiss pairing have put a huge amount of pressure on the number 2 Swiss, number 3 Swiss, whichever way you want to look at it. They have made massive inroads. We have still got plenty more beach volleyball until the line is drawn under Paris. Definitely Zoe and Esmée have dented that road to Paris and put them in their rearview mirror for now, but we shall come back to that later. The number 14 seeds from Switzerland gets underway, serving the number 3 seeds from the USA. And Switzerland with the first defensive pick, come in hard and heavy at Kristen. Kristen with the overpass and Esmée unable to hoover up. Taryn doing enough at the net. And we would just like to say, this is Denise Austin here with you on centre court, and alongside me we have Kyle Friend, who will be offering the expert analysis as we go into the tournament. Kristen Nuss challenging down the line and bringing up the first ace for USA.
What a serve from Nuss, tight roping that sideline here, Denise. Just when you think that one may be out, maybe in, right in the corner. I don't think you can place it more perfectly.
This time going straight at Zoe. Zoe coming in hard. Nuss going late, doesn't catch enough of it.
Good movement there from United States. Nuss sliding in, getting a good hand on it. It's already a sign here. Both teams getting touches on some of these first swings as both these teams start to feel out their opponents, get the touch here in this first set.
Bobner slicing through the middle and brings up the first ace already on the board.
Unbelievable, Denise. She's picking up right where she's been this whole tournament long with the service pressure off the arms of Taryn Cloth.
Cloth makes no mistake this time. What an angle and what a touch. Gets the rebound, but touching everything.
Yeah, like you said, Denise, that's 2 good touches there for Zoe defensively. The first one she collected, this one not as much. What a sharp angle, though, from Cloth. I mean, not many athletes on the tour can hit that kind of angle.
USA setting their stall out early, going after Verger-Depré. Beautiful read on the tomahawk. Hustled by the USA. Switzerland with an opportunity. The standing hit. Difficult, but tight on the net. And the net playing for Switzerland.
Good scrappy rally here from both of these teams. I'm impressed. Kristen Nuss getting up there for the joust. Denise there with Esmée Bobner.
These two teams have played each other 3 times before. USA are leading the head-to-head battle 3-0. But the last time was in pool play, and Switzerland took them to the wire 25-23, 21-19.
Nice read from Verger Dupre, and you can see the strategy already here for Switzerland. Serve Taryn Cloth, see if they can slow down the side out. Don't want to serve Nuss here to start, but it's the defensive touches I'm so impressed with Zoe Verger Dupre, and then turning that one in transition.
Cloth goes wide, has to go for a pokey. Don't see Taryn do that very often.
Yeah, looked like just a little wider maybe than Taryn was expecting. But good job from Taryn to kind of get her feet to that ball and just tap it over. Benefits of being 6'4", Denise.
Kristen challenging Zoe. Taryn slows it down. Oh, and Zoe unable to get the scoop, and the USA get their transitional point they're looking for.
What a run down there from Kristen Nuss, and that is one of the advantages I think this USA pairing has, is the speed of Kristen Nuss, able to run down and generate some more opportunities here in transition. Oh, I love this camera angle we have, Denise.
Kristen sitting on the angle, holding, and Taryn just taking care of business. They are going after Verger Dupre, and she is struggling.
Good sidestep over there from Cloth, getting all the way out. So look how much ground she covers, then pressing that right hand back into the court. She rings the bell there for the point.
Lovely pass. Verger Dupre goes on the backside, going somewhere different, and squeaks it through the block of Taryn.
And I like that movement, right, from Verger Dupre. Doesn't side out there on the left. She decides to go behind. Different look, different feel. She speeds that swing. Cloth just a second late on that block.
Cloth narrowed with the pass. Esmée coming in, forcing the defense. And Switzerland with the opportunity. Good recycle, little bit of a scramble. Do they get the hands? Yes, they do. Great work and recovery from Switzerland.
And that's got to be part of the strategy, or part of the game plan here for Switzerland, is to be ready to cover. When you have such a big block, an effective block as you do with Taryn Cloth, that ball's going to come back over. Good work from Switzerland there.
Close driving the pass in. It's a difficult set. And Esmée, did they catch the sideline? Yes, I think they did. Good play by USA, but the service pressure forcing difficult sets from the USA. I was fortunate enough to hear from both Drew Hamilton and Philip Gallup-Berthula, the two coaches that are working with these teams. And as you would expect, service pressure was the #1 thing that they will be looking for. This time, no service pressure. Verger Dupre taking care of the pass, and we are all squared 7-all.
That's a good sign for Switzerland. Aggressive swing from Verger Dupre up the gut. Aaron, like you said, the service pressure, it's good to hear that from the coaches. And you know, if there is one small chink in the armor of Taryn Cloth, it can be the passing. Can break down sometimes. And so Switzerland betting on catching a few errant passes here from Taryn Cloth.
Good dipping serve. Cloth gets it, bounces up, and beautiful read on the cut. The pokey set from Esmée. Great hustle. Zoe Verger Dupre all over. Can they go again? Yes, is the answer. Have they got one? Oh, that's a phenomenal drop shot from Verger Dupre.
Verger Dupre, is there two of them out there on the sand, because she's digging everything right now. Look at this scoop. Getting right into the middle of the court. And you better believe she puts it away in transition. Zoe Verger Dupre, that's worth 2 points upstairs, Denise.
Fresh off their podium, Philip said that they have definitely become started playing with confidence and the sort of self-belief. And it's transitioning over into their first ever semi-final appearance in an Elite 16, and Esmée Bobner at the net with the big jump into the angle and the block.
Excellent move into the angle. Here's another look. You see the 2 call there, patiently waiting, then diving, but it's another dig from Zoe Verger to Prey in that rally to keep this point alive.
Switzerland up 9-7, turning it around. And this time, Cloth makes no mistake, just not sending it deep into the pocket of Verger de Prey.
And a little bit of movement again there from the United States, and that is a sharp, sharp cut shot there from Taryn Cloth.
A little bit narrow, holds for the back set. Gets the line, even though Kristen Nuss was heading that way, she still made it too difficult to defend.
Here's another look. Was this ball in? Was this ball out? Oh, it's going to be so close, and Nuss has to play it. She knows. She looks back at the line to see her spacing there, but just out of reach. And that's how you have to beat Nuss defensively, pushing these balls towards the sideline.
Bobner switching it up, going at Nuss, and Nuss slices with a, well, it's her trademark cut shot.
It's so sharp. It's so late. 5'6". It doesn't matter. Tons of court over there for Kristen Nuss.
Switzerland playing with the freedom you would expect from the underdogs. Looking happy, moving the ball around, making it difficult to Cloth to get as involved, and that was one of the things that Philip Gabathula said. Taryn Cloth, one of the best blockers. She's been timing it really, really well this tournament, and they have to try and avoid her. She's blocking high, she's really good moving along. So it's good to see Switzerland making it difficult. Now with the ball, 11-9. Again, going back to Cloth this time. Oh, what a late position from Zoe. Can she get it over just? She's in the blocking role. Bobner in defense. Oh, and Cloth flirting with the line, tagging it with a fantastic finish. Heading into the technical timeout. USA trailing just by 1.
But another dig here from Verger de Prey, Denise. I mean, she has done her homework in her scouting report because she is touching everything the United States is throwing her way.
Yeah, it's great to see the late moves, the pictures that the Swiss are showing to USA, almost enticing them to go one way and then just scooping it up at the last minute. It's really good. It's amazing, isn't it, the scouting that gets done with all the videos that are available to us and to the coaches back home as we try and listen in to the timeout from the USA pair. Didn't get the microphone, didn't get to have that listen in that sometimes we do get.
Yeah, and I love that Coach Phillip was talking about the movement and having to move Taryn Cloth around the net. And you're already seeing that here from Switzerland. So if Coach is watching, good work so far from your team.
Back out at the technical timeout. USA trailing by 1. Switzerland under pressure, but squeaking the way through the block of Taryn Cloth. Philip Gabathula is unfortunately not with the Swiss pairing this time, but Christoph Diekemann is. He's working also with Hubeli and Brunner and co-coaching with this Swiss pairing. So a great result for the whole body of coaches. Difficult times for all the coaches in Switzerland. They generally work really effectively together, but obviously both the Swiss pairs and the Verger de Prey sisters, Esmée Bobner and Zoe Verger de Prey, and Anouk Verger de Prey and Joanna Maida, in a neck and neck race for the position in Paris. And it makes it really, really difficult. Feels like your fellow teammates are almost your enemies. Well, they're your arch rivals. It must be a difficult time for the Swiss fans, but at least you know that you will have 2 Swiss pairs in Paris. And Taryn Cloth with the high over line, making it almost unblockable for Bobner.
That's a crisp high line there from Cloth, and it's such a unique dynamic, you said, on the Swiss pairing. Your friends, your training partners, your sisters, as the Verger de Preys are, but at the same time you're competing for just those 2 spots with the whole coaching staff supporting each. It's such a unique dynamic on the Beach World Tour.
Bobner now the service target, responding well. It's definitely been interesting watching how teams picking their poison, shall we say, as to who they go after. In the early stages, they went after Zoe Verger-de-Pré, which isn't normally the case. It's usually a long game of attrition going after Bobner, but she's forcing teams to go after Verger-de-Pré now. Her side-out's been so effective. Verger-de-Pré with a great shield, watching it go out.
And a little over rotation there from Cloth and puts that one out wide. And so now, Denise, USA will take a timeout after a bit of a run here from Switzerland up 15-11.
Phenomenal pushback by Switzerland. Started off a little bit slow. USA looked like they were dominating, but Zoe Verger-de-Pré, just some excellent late moves in defense. Very calm side out from the USA, taking it 15-11 down in the first set.
You see the breathing there from Taryn Cloth, trying to settle down, get the nerves together, reset here. She knows this serve's coming back her way.
A bit errant, has to come from a long way, but Nuss just puts it on her plate and Cloth unloads on the ball.
Yeah, it's a great set from Nuss there. That pass just a little off the net, not a problem for Cloth.
Good recovery. Nice thread just over Cloth on the edge of the team, and Switzerland with a 16-12 lead into the end switch.
Another good recycle here from Switzerland, and that is a fast high line just over the top, and that's how you have to beat Kristen Nuss defensively, with some fast shots, not too high, otherwise she's going to run it down.
The first two outings that these two teams had together back in Itapema in the Challenger event, it went to 3, but Nuss and Cloth came out on top. And then the last time they met when it went to 3 was in the Elite 16 in Doha early on in March this season. And again, another 3-setter. They have played each other in pool play here in Brasilia, but the other 2 times were big 3-setters. So I'm expecting that the USA, well, they might respond now. Not at this moment, and Switzerland are looking too effective.
Zoe Verger-de-Pré, everything rolling her way here. The soft drop shot. She's got that shot under control.
Verger-de-Pré looking for that line, possibly out, but Cloth had to take it. And again, with a phenomenal position in defense and adding extra values. Kristen Nuss unable to contain the attack from Switzerland.
Love the aggressiveness here from Verger-de-Pré in transition. She's like, I'm not shooting this one. I'm coming in with the heat. That's exactly what she does. Switzerland earn another big point, 18-13 now, up 5.
Fast pass, second ball option, and out. That was good defensive movement from Switzerland, sensing that they were about to do something different. Both Zoe and Esmée pressuring the ball and forcing the error. That shot's altered from Switzerland. Esmée frantically saying, serve Taryn. This time, Nuss elects to set, and she finds a very heavy line.
That's a good swing there from Cloth. They needed a much needed side out here, Denise, as USA has put themselves in a bit of a hole.
Kristen Nuss been kept out of this game. She hasn't been able to find the defense that typically she'd be looking for. This time, though, she's on it. The second ball option not taken. And this time, Taryn turning, hitting the deep corner, and finally the USA with defense that is recognizable of them as a team.
Yeah, I think Kristen Nuss heard you talking there, Denise, as she collected a couple digs in that rally and a good option from Kloth.
This is where the scoreboard pressure could start to play on the mind of the Swiss pairing, or not, as the case may be. And how cool was that line over, bringing up 5 set points here in the first set in Brasilia in the Elite 16 semi-finals. Switzerland, the first time they found themselves in this position ever. Fresh off the Challenger gold medal in Guadalajara, here they are serving for the first set against the number 3 seeds. Esmée Bobner going after Kloth. Stood up high, goes to the high line, and Zoe Vergier-Dupre so close to getting the scoop. But USA now having to serve and stave off 4 set points. Taryn Kloth very purposefully serving. Has to rush in. Vergier-Dupre a little bit off the net, swings aggressively, but this time not enough on it. But the set's too tight, and Esmée Bobner with the hoover up at the net and the slam dunk block takes Switzerland into the benches, taking the first set 21-16.
The overset, putting the exclamation point on this first set, and what a first set here from Switzerland as we see a look at our final score, 21-16. Not many mistakes, Denise, from Switzerland, and brilliant touches defensively. So many opportunities for Switzerland in transition.
Yeah, just the 2 errors there from Switzerland, that they've only gifted 2 points. That's a really low error rate for Switzerland. 4 for the USA, which isn't particularly high, but Switzerland are playing really well.
Denise, how many pairings in the world have you seen handshake it out in the huddle?
They've got one of the most unique handshakes, haven't they? And they have talked about how it's kind of like ringing the bell when whoever does one thing well or not, or who wins the point, they get to ring the bell. Let's hope that they're ringing the bell at the end of this second set, because I do love a 3-set thriller as we come out at the start of the second set. Switzerland gets underway, and they switch it, going after Nuss and bringing up the ace.
And Nuss, not sure if that ball was in or out. It catches her a little high. Doesn't quite get the lift that she needs on that pass, but I like surprising Nuss here out of the gates.
Good hold on the seam, picking up the line. Deep swing into the top left-hand corner, and Vergier-Dupre is having one of the best defensive games I think I've ever seen her have, Kyle.
And she's just sitting in the middle there, waiting to either jump into the sharp angle or go to collect this high line, depending on the approach of Kloth. Such balanced defensive work right now from Vergier-Dupre.
This time Taryn Kloth just taking a good longer look and finding the huge space that is the angle, not being tempted to hit down the line.
And a similar setup defensively, little hop step there from Zoe, but she leaves that shot. She was giving that cut shot up, I believe, and Kloth takes advantage.
USA already on the back foot, having to find defenses, and this time Taryn Kloth getting in the front of Zoe Vergier-Dupre, forcing the error.
It was an excellent idea there from Vergier-Dupre, just missing the execution slightly.
Switzerland having to focus on their side out. This time though, it's Kristin Nuss going over on, maybe it was a little touch off the block, but that fast dig over, bringing up the +1 for USA, and they edge ahead.
Calmly, Kristin Nuss pushing that one into the back corner. Switzerland not able to recover. And, you know, one little caveat with this USA pair is that exactly as Nuss will go over on one, a la Ludwig-esque. You just have to stay on your toes at all times.
Yes, it's almost dangerous serving Kristen, getting the ace off her, because she just looks so indignant and annoyed that it kind of gets her fired up. But not allowing her to fuel her fire with a fantastic line over from Zoe.
That's a perfect shot there from Verger de Prey, right down the line into the corner. She scored a bunch with that line shot already. All tied up, 3 apiece.
Bobner having to work really hard. Karen Close trying to maybe play dodgeball too late, and she catches her out with another ace from Bobner.
Oh, and there's the view. This ball moving, dipping, and diving. Denise, and I mean, Esmée Bobner has the touch. She has dialed in the touch with this jump float.
That was a fantastic camera angle, wasn't it? With the touch on the dodgeball, as Bobner with the ball serving 4-3 up. Switzerland not showing any signs of being let go. And USA, Verger de Prey yet again. This time though, not enough on it, and Nuss has got it. And finally, Kristen Nuss rescuing their side out. Gets the drop shot we have come to look for from Kristen, but she's not been able to wrestle enough defense to be able to get as many attacks as she would like. Switzerland doing a very good job of just keeping the traffic one way. Brasher de Prey, I am so impressed with the heat that she is giving Kristen Nuss, unable to handle it.
Yeah, aggressive there on that side out. Kind of catching Kristen Nuss off guard, but like you said, impressed Denise right now with Verger de Prey.
Close. Advantage pass. But Bobner with the block. Good recovery from Nuss. The drop shot is hoovered up by Switzerland. They get to go again. Great angle. What a touch! My goodness me, the on-2 option, and finally Switzerland put that ball away. The defense from them has been sublime.
Long rally, great ups here by both teams, and then the poke shot. Look at this scoop from Nuss, keeping that one alive. I don't know if Cloth didn't think Nuss had time to get up to attack, or did she touch that first ball? Either way, it's a point for Switzerland.
Good decision making by Cloth.
Yeah, and Switzerland's Verger de Prey just giving Cloth different looks, different starting spots, moving in late. It's really testing the vision right now of the United States.
And Switzerland know that Kristen Nuss tends to know what you are doing in attack, but right now she doesn't even have to make any kind of defensive read as she brings up an ace for USA. Beautiful deep challenge right into the deepest of corners, almost unplayable. Unable to back it up, not able to play the defense. That's frustrating for Kristen, because that is where is her forte. We've heard her on a podcast, A Small Talk on Tall Tales, about how she wants to up her serving pressure. Definitely there was times there, but just letting Switzerland back in. Bobner keeps the pressure on Cloth, and Cloth delivering on that hard angle.
Good movement there from Cloth on that cut shot. Starting to work the edges of the court a little bit better. And she has to, right, Denise? Because Zoe's just touching everything.
The good thing that Switzerland are doing, which I'm sure the coaching staff will appreciate, is that as Kristen moves into defense, she almost knows what you're doing, and you have to start doing something different. You have to challenge her. You can't be predictable. And that is a great unpredictability from Zoe Verger de Prey.
Yeah, Verger de Prey has the cut shot dialed in here in this semifinal match. And it looks like she's going to go line, and there's a little sand underneath that dig. Not able to collect that one is Nuss. 8-7, Switzerland up 1.
Karen And Cloth continues to utilise that big diagonal space, hitting high over the block of Switzerland.
And Cloth looking better here with the poke shot. That set a little bit tight, but the side out looking a bit cleaner here for Cloth as you see the blocking call. She's got a 4 line block here on Bobner.
Bobner working the outside hand of Cloth, and Cloth, they're running the faster play, and Cloth unable to get the press she's looking for.
But I like that serve for United States. Test Bobner out a little bit, so he's been in a good rhythm, getting all the serves, getting a lot of good defensive touches. Got to test Bobner out at some point.
Cloth standing in the middle, giving herself the option to go right or left. She goes at Bobner. Bobner off the net a little, and there is the steal that the USA have been searching for. And the beautifully executed drop shot in front of Brasher finally seeing USA getting into a defensive groove.
And the groove comes when Nuss can touch the ball more. Like you said, she hasn't been able to touch too many balls. And that time it goes down.
Going after Bobner, she's accelerated the pass, and she has got her own excellent cut shot out of her tool bag.
Oh, and she went deep into the bag for that one. How about that cut shot? So sharp around the block.
Sorry. Brasher going hard at Cloth. Cloth in control and finding a huge line left open to her by the Swiss defense as USA go into the technical timeout up 11-10.
And you can hear the dialogue there from Kristen Nuss. Line, line, line. And her partner Cloth listens well there. And again, USA, good job in the second set to settle down the side out. The passing has gotten cleaned up here from Cloth, and as well as the side out.
Neither of these teams have got their coaches present with them. Drew Hamilton will be sitting watching in the USA, and Philippe Gabathula back home in Switzerland. Oh, and look who we have here. The amazing, brilliant, phenomenal Jackie Silver, the legend of beach volleyball. The gold medalist from Atlanta in 1996, the first ever female gold medalist. And wow, she has got a huge place in my heart. I spent the winter 6 months in Ipanema with Jackie Silva and Monica Rodriguez, and I remember being trialed by Jackie Silva to be able to join their training group. She stood at the net, watched me set for about 10 points. So you can join me, and that was my trial to play. What a legend. She was a phenomena and changed the face of Brazilian beach volleyball forever. As we come back out after the technical timeout, tales of old gone by and tales of new developing here as USA bring up the first transitional point and go take the 2-point lead, 12-10.
Nice cut shot again. Let's see if Switzerland can make an adjustment. These cut shots here from Kristen Nuss. She seems to be scoring at will when she gets an opportunity to, and that serve into the antenna.
Kristen Nuss definitely looking to challenge with her serve, but hasn't got those successive back-to-back serves to get on a tear up and get rid of the Swiss pairing. They're hanging on, their buoyancy is good, their body language is so aggressive, and they are they're committed together. Esmée Bobner making the run in, again piling the pressure on. And what a phenomenal angle. No time to get any read on the attack from the USA pair.
Sharp angle with heat this time from Cloth. Brasher nowhere near that one. 13-11 now, USA holding on to that 2-point lead.
Beautiful lift out wide, and what a swing through the seam from Switzerland. Beautiful link play between the two Swiss under pressure, sending it fast. Gosh, they are playing with absolute freedom.
A massive heater there from Berger to Prey just inside the block.
Going at Kristen. Kristen with the opportunity, but she has had her pocket picked, and what a brilliant onto poke, redirected poke by Bogner.
Catching USA a little asleep in transition there as Nuss gets back to base position. He's poke back there, Bogner.
USA have let a few transitional digs slip through their fingertips. They definitely discussed that in the timeout, so they will be looking to make sure and guarantee those transitional plays. Beautiful side out from Kristen Nuss, but this is the key point, the service pressure, the defensive move. I think it's so hard sometimes, you're watching the ball, but it's really, from this camera angle, it's a great opportunity to really keep your eye on Kristen Nuss. Where does she go? How does she stand? What's she looking at? And how is she going to pick Zoe Berger to Prey's pocket? And almost impossibly.
No picking of pockets on that one, Denise. My goodness, another sharp cut. And like we said, we've been saying Berger to Prey looking so confident out there.
I think this stems to what Coach Gabathula said about not being predictable against the likes of Kristen Nuss. If she senses what you're going to do, then she's going to be there. And right now, she is not able to dial into the Swiss attack. Challenging serve. Nuss brings it back, goes through the middle. But great decision-making by Bogner. Oh, the tomahawk on one not working. And a beautiful hit from Berger to Prey.
Wow. Another big-time swing back towards the line. Berger to Prey taking no prisoners out here in the semi-finals, looking to make it into the gold medal match.
The Swiss pair have not beaten this pair from USA. They've taken 2 sets off them in the 3 previous meetings. Heading into unknown territory, perhaps. But a beautiful side out from Kristen Nuss guarantees the 15th, and we're all squared. But the Swiss pairing have wrestled that side out advantage back from USA. Cloth unable to break down the Swiss pass, but that's a good read from Nuss. And great swing, attacking the peeling blocker, not giving Bogner any time to get those break steps in.
Exactly right. The speedy shot there from Nuss. Bogner making the right move, just not able to get her hands up and slow down in time.
Beautiful pass from Bogner. Very aggressive and a lovely line tag, indefensible.
And that's a good sign here for Bogner. First shot, she hits the baby line, it gets dug. She comes back in with an aggressive swing and gets rewarded.
Zoe Berger to Prey coming in now, sitting close to the shoulder of Bogner. What a great read and pick. Good recovery. Oh, and the on-two taken a little bit too quickly, and USA dodged the wet lettuce.
Oh, and it's a good idea there from Bogner in transition. But how about that scoop? Berger to Prey patiently waiting defensively, covering so much court right now.
USA up by 1, going through the middle. Berger to Prey takes care of it. Good run on the back set. Isn't tempted to go high line. And Kristen Nuss finding some line tags, and the USA look like they might just edge it and take us to 3. It's getting, the potential is rising.
That ball so low to the sand, and that is what Kristen Nuss does so well. She stays low on her defensive movements. Here you see another look. Good save out of the net, though, from Cloth. That's not an easy ball or an easy play to make. And then how about this poke shot, Denise? Boop, right on the back line.
Coach Gabathula said about Kristen Nuss? Well, he said, but we don't even have to talk about Kristen Nuss. She's just amazing. And right now she's started to dial up her amazing. And this is where they just need to just keep being unpredictable. Definitely have to be present. You have to just stay focused and you have to be brave. Just doing something that they don't expect, because Kristen Nuss is literally one of the best magicians that we have seen in defense, along with the likes of Shelda Phenomena. That was a Brazilian beach defender, similar stature to Kristen Nuss. I think maybe she might have been 5'7", maybe she was 5'6". As we come back out, USA up by 2, 18-16 in a must-win set. It's their journey to the gold is to be kept alive, and the dimple dribbler goes the USA way, and the end switch of 19-16 says we are almost in a deciding set.
And Nuss gets rewarded there with the aggressive serving. She's missed a couple, and we've talked about that, but right in the pressure moment, puts a tape ace on the board, 19-16.
Mixing it up to Bobner. Beautiful seam swing, and yet again, Nuss gets the hand on it. It's always good to get skin in the game, but isn't able to corral it back too close.
Aggressive swing from Bobner.
I think that's the thing that's impressed me most, Kyle, is their game management of these two young Swiss, well, relatively young, still in their mid-20s. Bobner gets in, tries to go late on the block, but Kloth, has she got it? Or have they forced the error? They have! Beautiful block work by Bobner.
Getting in the face of Kloth there. She feels the pressure, feels like she has to go sharper with the swing. Hits that one out.
And this is where Esmée has been quite brutal at the tail ends of games, bringing up aces, forcing players into pressure situations. And what a phenomenal bit of defense. Can she find the floor? No, it's just long. Great angle to see how Kloth pressing at the net gets that error from Bobner, but what a phenomenal play.
Oh, unbelievable touch there from Bobner, but it's now set point for United States 2018.
Brasher to pray, a little bit errant, it's off the net, it's an aggressive set and an aggressive swing, backing up the difficulty, bettering the ball, and Switzerland save one set point.
Oh, unreal set there from Bobner. And Brasher to pray with the aggressive swing. Another set point, though, for United States.
One side out to take us to a third set, and they have done it. The USA have come back. They've scrapped their way into this second set, and they've taken out 21-19. Decider, here we come.
A lot of room down the line there for Kloth, and here's the aggressive hand slap. Well, you couldn't see it there, but look at fired up Taryn Kloth on the hand slap to her partner, and it's not a good sign for Switzerland. And credit to USA and Taryn Kloth for settling the side out and making Switzerland serve some more balls the way of Kristen Nuss.
There's confirmation of the set scores. 21-16 to Switzerland, 21-19 to the USA pair. Very little between the two teams, as you expect, as we head into the decider. Quite a quiet block front, especially for Taryn Kloth, who I saw their game yesterday against China, and she was just dialed in.
Kloth yesterday, 5 blocks there in that quarterfinal match, Denise. She was definitely a threat at the net, looking to put a few more blocks on the board. Only 1 block right now for Kloth.
And the Swiss pairing, the number 14 seeds who've come all the way from qualifier on Wednesday to Super Sunday, get us underway at the start of the third set against the USA, the number 3 seeds, and Switzerland are making it really difficult for the USA to find the floor, and this time the angles have gone away, the physics, the maths have disappeared, and Switzerland starting to look a little bit fatigued potentially. That extra day of beach volleyball, those extra matches starting to pay off. USA keeping them away from the net just enough as Nuss gets USA servings underway, and Esmée Bobner off the hands of Taryn Cloth. Denise Austin here with you alongside Kyle Friend, Volleyball World expert analyst. And Kyle, what's your thinking going into this third set?
Man, I want to see Switzerland get back to what they were doing so well in set number 1, touching a ton of balls defensively. Zoe Verger-Dupre trusting her speed on defense and not guessing, kind of like we saw right there. She was so exquisite in that first set. Settled back down, trust the speed, earn some more points in transition.
Sometimes as you get tired, you start to get air in the legs. They don't get so low. You're not so set. Like you say, you're trying to guess. Let's have a look at Kristin Nuss's defense. Doesn't have to make any as the USA fail to exert the service pressure.
And it's hard not to get a little fatigued, right, Denise? This is their 8th match of this tournament. On the other hand, Cloth and Nuss, this is just match number 5.
Yeah, Cloth and Nuss winning the pool. Came first, Bobner and Verger-Dupre. Oh, and that was so unfortunate for Bobner. Doesn't go over. Sometimes with the end on camera, you can't always tell quite if the ball's managed to become a perfect play or just an imperfect into the net. But yeah, they came out of the pool. USA were top of the pool, so they missed that round of 12, had a direct route into the semi-finals. Switzerland, however, had to do the round of 12 where they had to take on Melissa and Brandy, and I think you've got to sort of say taking on the number 4 seeds who are in fine form in that round of 12. Then they had to take on Agatha and Rekka, and they just took them down in 2. But right now, Taryn Cloth looking big at the net, not allowing Switzerland the freedom that they have existed on the court with so far. Verger-Dupre waiting patiently for the ball to finally settle. Cloth takes the easy ball and no one home, and that is a free net swing for the USA.
What a scary swing from Taryn Cloth. Open net. Put your helmets on, Denise. That one was coming in hot. 5-2 now. Switzerland will take the timeout for the hot start here from the United States. And just going back to your point, Denise, this Switzerland pair beating Mel and Brandy, the 4th-ranked team, in 3 sets, and then beating Agatha and Rebecca. Let's see if we can hear something from this timeout.
Chatting with Kerry Potthart yesterday, she did a podcast interview with Kristin Nuss, and we were talking about that gold medal excellence, that gold medal performance. And I think for Taryn and Kristin, that win in the Beach Pro Tour finals suddenly put a big target on their back, and the expectations had risen. Then those 2 ninth place finishes in the last 2 Elite 16s definitely were stinging and ringing, and you can definitely see in their performance now they've got this kind of, come on, let's play, let's come out mean. You can definitely catch them on the back foot at the start of the match, but the resilience, the tenacity of this USA pair definitely starting to show now. A good timeout from Switzerland, always good to take that timeout and get the next point on the board. Bobner, though, hasn't dialed up since that first ace as much pressure on the serve as potentially the Swiss fans would have liked, and Taryn Cloth in total control, elevating and detonating.
And what I'm seeing from Cloth is a bit more aggression on her approach. I think in that first set, she can get away with slapping some balls around because of her height, because of her touch. Not the case against this tough Swiss team. And good tight serve collected well from Bobner.
Good to see Bobner bouncing up and remaining aggressive. They are focusing high on the hands of Taryn Cloth when they are under pressure.
And you don't want to bring any balls down low around Taryn Cloth because surely they will come back on your side. We'll switch sides here. 6-4, USA in the lead.
Trying to disrupt the rhythm of Cloth, but she is definitely one of the best hitters without a runway that we have on the Beach Pro Tour.
Yeah, and the short serves are a nightmare to pass for anybody. There's a give and take, a little risk reward. If you have such a big blocker, they don't need that big runway.
Good throw down, but even better recovery. But what a read from Cloth. Opportunity USA and a fierce angle from Taryn Cloth.
Maybe the play of the match there, Denise. The awareness from Cloth to pull there the last second and then absolutely detonating on that cross-court swing.
Beautiful pass from Berger Dupre, but the block of Taryn Cloth is daunting. It's high and it is on point.
Cloth was due for a few blocks. She's been holding them in her back pocket, waiting to use them, and 9-4 now, USA.
Definitely can take its time to dial in as a blocker. And that is the pressure now from Taryn Cloth, forcing the error from the Swiss pair. Good thinking to try and go somewhere different, but the pressure is mounting.
Yeah, like you said, Denise, that pressure, trying to avoid the block is what causes the error there.
No sign of a second ball option. High set and beautifully delivered and taken by Berger Dupre.
Again, she goes behind, this time stays aggressive. Good work here from Berger Dupre. This nice look at this super spike. Good work from our camera crew, and we'll switch sides. USA, though, settled in nicely into this third set.
Swiss pair in new territory. Different stratosphere, playing in a semi-final in an Elite 16. The first time that they have made a Sunday at this level. So it's a phenomenal achievement already. Can't say it's over. There potentially could still be a lot of beach volleyball to play. But even if there isn't, they will be playing for a medal in an Elite 16. And that is a phenomenal achievement for this pair. As they continue to keep thinking, and I am loving that. Thinking person's volleyball. Don't give up. 1 point at a time. Mix it up. Don't come on the same attack lines. And who knows what might happen when things turn around. But the Swiss pair will need to find some defense. Berger Dupre was dialed in. Oh, but that is Kristen Nuss with the little Aikido move onto the poke over.
Oh, magic here from Kristen Nuss just to save that tight pass and finds the baby poke for the kill.
Bobner out wide, going hard. Nuss trying to see if Cloth could make the run and get out the way. It's always good when you get those balls up in the air. You're not quite sure it's gone. You've got to look to the ball, look to your partner. This is a good look. You see, she looks up, trying to look to her partner to see if she can get it.
I hear if you run with your partner, they run faster, I think.
Pressure serve, and this is good from Bobner, finally getting dialed in, and what a point for Switzerland. The pressure of the scoreboard can start to mount at this moment.
Yeah, so much movement on this serve. Here's another look. Oh, it's probably out as Nuss knows it after she passes it, trying to, that arm, the contact there of the ball above her waist. But it's so difficult, easier said than done, Denise, to try and get out of the way of some of these serves.
Bobner trying to to go through the middle, it dips. Nuss has to take her time to get in, and there is Verger to break. Whoa, gosh, the handset is called. That's a tricky one, but no arguments from Switzerland.
Yeah, the double violation there. It was hard to see the movement on the Mikasa, but when that ball gets shot right at your face, it tends to be making it a much more difficult set.
USA up 13-8. Cloth gets in. And beautifully cut and executed by Bobner.
Yeah, nice calm side out here for Bobner. She takes that little look and then a little flick of the wrist on the outside edge.
Switzerland now looking to get into double figures. Challenging serve, courageous serve from Verger de Prey. And they have got the error from Nuss. Great movement by Bobner at the net to force the error.
And you saw the blocking call. Bobner telling Verger de Prey to serve to Kristen Nuss, and she goes down the line.
Switzerland remaining present, trying to make their presence felt yet again, and they've got the ace, and that's phenomenal serving by Zoe Verger de Prey, and the USA just stomp off for their timeout.
Oh, that serve, Denise, cleared the net and then just dropped. Oh, you can even see the movement there, catching Nuss on her heels a bit, but aggressive serving. And that is so difficult to do in this type of moment, in this type of match, to stay aggressive like that from the end line.
Now this is about the control of the emotions. Celia Mantini there looking very relaxed, smiling for our drone cam, doing a little bit of a tour around the stands. Looking very relaxed. It's been a good game so far.
Yeah, a really clean game here in terms of the refereeing, right? Not a lot of questionable calls, no big complaints. That's always a good sign when the players control the outcome of this game.
Sorry, Verger de Prey, back-to-back aces, looking for another difficult question. This time, Nuss drives it forward and slices, but Verger de Prey up to the challenge, and she's put it away. And what a comeback by Switzerland. Just when I was talking about how wonderful it was that they got this far and they might be playing for the bronze, they must have gone not just yet. And here they are trying to really turn and wrestle this game back.
Verger de Prey looking like she's giving up the cut, and at the very last second she runs to collect it. That's twice now. Excellent movement here from Switzerland.
The on-two taken, and that is something that we haven't seen, but what a time to take it by the USA as they now bring up 2 set and match points. Kristen Nuss going back to serve for the match. Finally, that last side out seemed so difficult. Can they do it the first time of asking? Switzerland to stay in the match. No, Taryn Cloth has done it. She's taken it away for the USA, and what a valiant comeback by Switzerland, but USA just closing it out precariously at the end, but they have secured a place in the gold medal match. You can see the relief on the USA pairing, but phenomenal achievement by Switzerland as well.
A bit of relief indeed, and Switzerland pushing USA to the brink, and credit to them, all the hard work. If you take a look at this last point, it starts with a little pass off the net, Denise, and this set's just a little too tight, and you can't put it in the zone of Taryn Cloth. And they're fired up after that one. But again, credit to Switzerland for playing almost perfect volleyball. That's what you need to do against this tough American team. And all the work that they've put in, they're getting better and better, inching closer to that gold medal match.
All right, ladies Ladies and gentlemen, I'm right here with the winners. Girls, congratulations. How special is play in Brazil and go to the final?
It is so special. Beach volleyball is huge in Brazil, and we love all of the fans. Thank you for all of the loud noise and cheering the entire time.
Okay, girls, so what's your expectations for the final? You like to choose someone for you play? Do you like to choose some teams you go to the final with you?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm sure everyone here would like Brazil. I'm sure. But yeah, I know this next game is going to be a real battle, and we're just excited to be moving on.
So now, I teach you girls some Portuguese words. The first word is?
Yes.
Yes.
You learn which more?
Paçoca.
Bom dia, Brasília.
Bom dia, Brasilia.
Back to you guys.
Kristen Nuss, so impressed with her own Portuguese there. And a big shout out to the TKN Nation, the fans back home in New Orleans and Louisiana. Commiserations on your loss yesterday to UCLA as you didn't make the finals. But brilliant. Here you get to support your hometown girls, Nuss and Cloth, as they head into the finals. Commiserations to Esmée and Zoe. It's a difficult loss, but a bronze medal in Elite 16 on the cards for Esmée and Zoe. And Kyle, how exciting is it to see yet another team push top seeds to the wire going into Paris? This just doesn't get any better.
This is what the fans came out to see. This is all the hard work being put in by this Swiss pairing. They know how crucial these tournaments are, and they came out to play 8 matches of volleyball so far for this Swiss pair. And you better believe they're getting better after every match. You learn something when you lose, and this pair, man, they have such a bright future.